Hello everyone. Today I'm sitting here with the Seamstress, an NPC who's usually fairly amicable. She'll help you get the ability to float, and generally that's all she'll do, but she allows you to be here. If you talk to her here after getting your cloak, she'll say she'll grant you her courtesy. Just don't hang around too long, which is reasonable. She's not a fan of the Citadel, but she wants to avoid their ire, and all that's great. But the thing is, this is the dialogue that normally comes after she's given you the cloak, and you've done the quest for her. But you see, I do not have the cloak. Well, then you say, well, Kilroy, you probably just didn't get her the spines. You just gotta go to the other room and get them for her, right? Wrong. I did this quest for her in my playthrough, and she took the 25 spines I went to gather and gave me nothing in return. I have been scammed by the Seamstress in this playthrough, and not even by a difficult action or like a massive sequence break. No, it is very easy for the Seamstress to just take all of the cores that you farm up and give you nothing in return. And I'm going to show you how I did that, so that we can all learn the truly evil nature of this woman known as the Seamstress. So, to begin with, this entire area in Farfields is designed as an almost separate enclave from the rest of Farloom, which encloses the Seamstress. That is because after you enter here, you'll see that there is no way to escape this entire area until you get the Drifter's Cloak. Now, it's just a smart kind of passive tutorialization by Team Cherry. They wanted to make sure that you didn't leave this area before you got the next major movement ability. And to that end, they designed these couple of rooms to not be escapable until you get the Drifter's Cloak from the Seamstress. But that means it is crucially important that when we come to accept this quest from the Seamstress, there is no possible way she can't give us the Drifter's Cloak. Because if we accept this quest for Flexile Spines, and there is any way in the game to finish this quest and not get the Drifter's Cloak, then we are permanently locked in this area of Farfields and can never continue with the game. Now, to that end, I think Team Cherry did a great job in designing this quest to be always completable. There's never anything stopping you from just going over to this screen and hitting these spine cores. And you gotta get 25 of them. That's not too many once you see how many come out of these enemies. And yeah, in a standard playthrough, I don't think anyone's gonna have any problems getting the Drifter's Cloak. I'm gonna cut ahead and show you why there are other reasons that this quest doesn't normally fail to give you the Drifter's Cloak, and you have to do something specific to do so. So, the standard progression once you get all 25 spine cores is to come back to the Seamstress. She gives you her whole to-do about taking the spine cores and helping you. And you can press yes, and the quest will be granted. At this point, you don't have the Drifter's Cloak yet. There is a cutscene that has to play before the Drifter's Cloak is added to the inventory. However, you may notice there is a small period of time in between the quest being completed and this screen popping up giving you the Drifter's Cloak. That means if we can ever save and quit the game after the quest has been completed, but before we are given the Drifter's Cloak, then we are going to come back in the game with the game thinking everything is done, but the cloak not being given to us. Now, there are a lot of ways in history of this game to save and quit when you're not supposed to. And the one I used the most was pause storage. But pause storage doesn't really work anymore. It got patched out. So what else can we do? Well, making this video almost taught me how you can do a form of pause storage in the newest version of Silksong. Because really at this point in making this video, I thought, damn, this idea is not gonna work. I am going to get my cloak. Everything's gonna be fine. But fortunately, or unfortunately, that didn't happen. So the way pause storage used to work is that by spamming the save and quit option and the pause button over and over again, you would be able to pull up a version of the pause menu that exists even without going into the pause menu. So if I could have carried that kind of pause storage over and save and quit right after the quest had closed for the Seamstress, that would have made her a scammer. But instead, I woke up at the area where I got the dash from, because I can use bench storage instead of pause storage to pause the game. Excuse me as I murder this child very quickly. I gotta say, Lace 1, peak boss fight in this game, because it just shows you how absolutely pitiful she is compared to pretty much every other fight. It is very fun after struggling against Lace 2 or Lost Lace to just be able to demolish her. Anyway, what was I talking about? Okay, yes. Bench storage. I specifically got up from where I got the dash because by running from a save point that is not on a bench to a bench and save quitting at the right time on the bench, you will activate bench storage, something I've been constantly using in recent videos. So you want to save and quit before Hornet's butt touches down on the bench completely. And by doing so, you will have stored the state of being on a bench without actually being on a bench. You see, because we save and quit before we sat down on the bench, we are not going to reload at that bell area after Lace. Instead, we are going to reload where we picked up the dash. But we are reloading in a state where the game thinks we're sitting on the bench, even though we are not. And that means we can do things like instantly heal ourselves by opening up the menu and forcing the game to think that we're at a bench. Or change our equipment. We could change out our skills, we could change crests if we did have more than one crest. But instead of all of that, today I am not using this bench storage for really any of the abilities that you would have on a bench normally. No, I am using bench storage because I want to be able to save and quit the game anytime I want. And I only just learned, as you can see here, that you can pause in states where you're normally unable to pause the game when you have bench storage active. As you can hear by Hornet having her freak out over and over again. I don't think you're normally able to pause in states like being burned alive by lava. And if we can pause while being burned alive by lava, who's to say we can't pause while in the process of being given a cloak? And so we return to the area where we got our cloak normally last time. But this time, we return with a brand new ability under our sleeves. Under our cloak frills, whatever you want to call them. Yes, now we have pause storage active, so we should not be sitting on that bench. It will deactivate pause storage immediately. Instead, we go right over to the Seamstress, give her the 25 spine cores that she asked for. You know, as a reward for our service, she will now give us... Oh, sorry. Before I got save and quit, Seamstress, I gotta leave for a second. I think someone's calling my name. Can you just give me my cloak whenever I open the game again in the future? Thank you. I appreciate your help greatly. That text fade is abnormal, but yeah, we were able to save and quit. But because we had bench storage active and we didn't sit on any bench, we're gonna have to make a brief run back all the way to the Drifter's Cloak, which we didn't get. Huh. We did hand over the cores, but I'm sure she's just got the Drifter's Cloak waiting for us to pick up. She wouldn't scam us, would she? The Seamstress has been a nice lady. She's given us a place to sit. I'm sure it's all just a big misunderstanding, and we're on our way to continuing our journey through Farloom in a minute. Yes, hello there, Seamstress. I am back. I got over the thing I got busy with, and now I am here to pick up my Drifter's Cloak. You're gonna grant me your courtesy? Okay. Don't be hanging around too long. Yeah, I'm aware of your opinion of the Citadel. So about my cloak, the cloak that I paid you 25 spine cores to have made. You gonna pretend that didn't happen, Seamstress? You're gonna pretend I didn't go out of my way to kill a lot of enemies? I don't have a cloak here that you promised me for completion of my work that you likely are not able to do, or at the very least you didn't want to do. So you don't have anything to say to me other than that? Just to talk about the Citadel? No? Well, who needs you, I guess? But Hornet, we don't need to talk to the Seamstress. She's trying to scam you. Sadly, you'll find people like this out in the world. Maybe Farloom just has a bunch of scammers. Isn't it crazy, too, that Team Cherry added this enemy into the background for it to never show up in the game and never do anything? It's crazy, right, Hornet? Anyway, let's just get out of here. Hornet, maybe if you could make your cloak do that, but a little bit stronger, we could float up there. You don't think it's gonna work, huh? I don't think it's gonna work either. Yeah, so here's the deal. Not only have we been scammed by the Seamstress by not giving us the progression item we need to escape this area, it doesn't matter really if it was a scam or if we had to pay 100 rosaries, because it's a requirement. I don't have anything else that can get me out of here. You can see the quest is fully completed, Flexile Spines, and we got nothing. So Hornet, I guess this is our life now. All because one bug decided to be selfish. We have been trapped here forever. So I guess the main message of Silksong is and has always been, we need help from other bugs to succeed. I mean, Lace needs help from Hornet, Hornet needs help from the Seamstress, and simply by not helping us, the Seamstress curses this timeline to be dead forever in her vicinity, and she will have nothing else to say about us ever. And of course, we can try and save and quit and salvage this nonsense, but you may be surprised to learn it doesn't work. Because we so unfortunately sat down at the bench in the Seamstress's own room, her bench has cursed us to never be able to leave, because it set our save point right next to her. She will purposefully say nothing new to us, ever, and her bench not only was a good place for us to sit and gain some HP, but also made it so that we can never leave and progress in our work. Oh, we could leave if the Seamstress gave us the cloak that we paid her for, but she didn't. She has 100% control over our life, and she's decided she doesn't want us to have a life. We just get to be in this section of Farfields. We don't even get to be in all of Farfields. So you know what? I think there's really one good way to end this all. One way to get one over on the Seamstress, and maybe something she didn't expect. Thank you all for watching this, I guess, tutorial, or rather, this hit piece, deserved, on the Seamstress. I'm going out as a hero.